Operation Dudula was issued with an interdict. Operation Dudula. I told you that that movement of hate will be stopped one of these days. The interdict was issued by the court.
Wow. To
stop them. You know what? One of the things that they stop them to do, they are not allowed to ask any other person for documentation.
So taba ela ya Operation Dudula ela ya bona go gating ba jigisa di foreigners or ba access medical care mo di clinic tsa mo South Africa by route ba re that's why ba sa nyaka nthola ne ba hira.
I thought they did for you.
Good news coming from South Africa. Operation Dudula, the vigilante group that goes around targeting foreigners and non-South Africans that are of African origin, has been ordered to stop their activities by the court.
Really?
The court has interdicted Operation Dudula that they should stop intimidating African migrants, stop looting their businesses, stop denying them healthcare by going into hospitals and pulling them out of the beds.
My goddess.
If you've enjoyed this video so far, please do me a huge favor and hit the like button and subscribe. These videos take quite a long time to make, so if you could help me out, I'll love you forever. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get back to this crazy story.
Now, this is the penultimate number and it's number 2. At number 2, I present to you KwekuAfrica. Wow! This guy has a thunderous voice. Like, when he speaks, you wanna listen. I've been able to watch a couple of his videos and I sincerely will tell you that he makes great impression in whatever content he's going to present. Thank you so much, Mr. Kweku. Keep up the good work.
Court rise. Case number 234. I'm just coming from the Gauteng High Court. Now, guys, information coming in hazard that the most popular, the most acclaimed, the most mentioned operation in Africa, in the whole wide world, Operation Dudula, has been interdicted by the Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg in South Africa. Guys, this is breaking. They've been interdicted from performing various duties or actions against foreign nationals, now which include interfering with access to healthcare services and as well as intimidation, harassment and assault. This is according to the court summons. I mean the court verdict which was given. So I'm going to take you through what really happened, who sealed Operation Dudula, and the court as given by the Gauteng High Court, what they also gave. So they were sealed by KwekuAfrica against xenophobia. That is number 1. So they were the first applicant, and South African Informal Traders Forum, they were the second applicant, and Inner City Federation, they were the third applicant, and Abalali Massive, this is a South African word, movement essay, they were the fourth applicant. And the respondent, number 1, is Operation Dudula, which is the first respondent. Number 2 is the government of the Republic of South Africa, is the second respondent. Minister of Police, the third respondent. National Commissioner of the South African Police Service, fourth respondent. Minister of Home Affairs, fifth respondent. Minister of Justice and Correctional Services is the sixth respondent, and the Gauteng Department of Health is the seventh respondent, and the Minister of Health is the eighth respondent, and the Minister for Basic Education is also the ninth respondent. And there is member of the Executive Council, which is the 10th respondent, Gauteng Department of Education, and Zandi Dabula who is the 11th respondent, and she's the boss of Operation Dudula, and Dan Rebede is the 12th respondent. I really don't know him. So essentially they sealed all the essential, services that Operation Dudula is preventing foreigners from accessing, like the healthcare, the school, the Minister of Labor, the Justice, the Police Department, and all those that they felt that Operation Dudula is blocking access for foreigners. So it took some, I think it's been some time now, right? So yesterday they got a win where the Joburg mayor won the case, and they also won the first part of the hearing. And I told you, yes, they won the first part, but the actual case has not been heard. Now the actual case has been heard. So this is the verdict of the Gauteng High Court. Now, number one, they are saying that it be and is hereby declared that only an immigration officer or a police officer has the power in terms of Section 41 of the Immigration Act 13 of 2002 to demand that another private person produce his or her passport or other identity document to demonstrate her or his right to be in the Republic of South Africa, and that no private person has the power to do so unless expressly so authorized by law. So that's the first order. They are saying no authority apart from the immigration service has the power to stop a foreigner and ask him of his or her documents. No one, not Operation Dudula. So that is the first order. Now, the second order, it says, the first respondent, the 11th respondent is Zandi Dabula, and the 12th respondent, that is one guy I mentioned, be and are hereby interdicted, and restrained from demanding that any private person produce her or his passport or other identity document to demonstrate her or his right to be in the Republic of South Africa. So the 11th respondent is Zandi Dabula, and the 12th is one Dembele. So as for this people, Zandi Dabula and Dembele, they have been interdicted. In addition to the interdiction that no one, these people, there's specific interdiction on them. Zandi Dabula, everybody is afraid of her. Woman power. Don't go there. Then number three, he says, the first respondent, the 11th respondent, and the 12th respondent be and are hereby interdicted and restrained from. They are restrained from. But before I mentioned what they are restrained from, let's go and check the first respondent, the 11th, and the 12th respondent, so that we can be clear on who these people, their identity. Let's go and check their identity. Let me really go and then we check. So let's check and see. Now, the first respondent, the first respondent is Operation Dudula. Operation Dudula is the first respondent. Now, I also had the 11th respondent. So let me see. 7th. The 11th respondent is Zandi Dabula. That's the leader of Operation Dudula. And the 12th respondent is Dan Redebe. Okay, so the 12 respondent, 11th, the first. Now let me check. Let me come back and then I check. Okay, so it says, now these people, the 11th, the 12th, and the first, that's Operation Dudula, Zandi Dabula, and Rebere, they are interdicted and restrained from intimidating, harassing, and or assaulting any individual that they identify as being foreign national. So as for these people, there is a ban on them, interdiction on them. For them, even if they see a foreigner in Joburg, they have to go and pass and fight another place. So that is for them. Now it says, 2, these people they are still prevented from. They are interdicted from making public statements that constitute hate speech on the grounds of nationality, social origin, or ethnicity at public gatherings, on social media platforms, or in any other. Gauteng Court, serious. They are not supposed to make any hate speech either on social media, either in a gathering. Now, the court goes on to say that and they are still interdicted from interfering with the access of foreign nationals to healthcare services and or their right to such access. D, they are interdicted from interfering with access to or the operations of schools and intimidating or harassing learners, teachers, or parents at schools into another injunction from going to the school. E, they are interdicted from unlawfully evicting foreign nationals from their homes. So they can't go to the homes of foreigners to harass them. Then he says they are interdicted from unlawfully removing foreign nationals from their trading stores, hey, or interfering with the employment of foreign nationals in shops and businesses. Kaish. So they can remove foreigners from their stores, their house. They can't do that again. And G, they are interdicted from instigating, encouraging, or inciting any other person to perform any of the acts, hey, prohibited by the order or social media at gathering in terms of the regulation of gathering Act 205 and 1993 or in any other way. Hey, Gauteng High Court. Serious, eh? So they can't instigate, they can't send people. If anybody goes to misbehave or goes to eject people, Senate, the power is taken from these three people. So if they give the power to another people and the court investigate and realize that it was Operation Dudula or Sandy Dabula or the Dembele who sent them, they are still going to be held with, hey, Gauteng Court. Seriously. And it goes further to say that the first respondent, the first respondent to Operation Dudula, B and is hereby ordered and directed to communicate this order to any and or all of its office bearers and members. The second respondent, B, and is hereby directed in order to take reasonable steps to implement the National Action Plan to combat racism. And who is the second respondent? Let me see the second respondent. Let me check the second respondent. Okay. All right. So the second respondent is Government of the Republic of South Africa. Oh, okay. So they sued. Hey, wow. The law works in South Africa. Oh. Then always one that say there is no law. The government don't care. Look at this. And this one says that the second respondent, which is the government of South Africa, B and is hereby directed in order to take reasonable steps to implement the National Action Plan to combat racism, racial discrimination, xenophobia, and related intolerance, included by 1. A, taking steps to establish an early warning and rapid response mechanism regarding threat of xenophobia, hate speech, and hate crimes. B, collating and publishing disaggregated data in respect of xenophobic hate speech and hate crimes, including the prosecution and conviction of persons who commit such offenses from the collating and publishing disaggregated. Okay, I don't understand this. Then B, and then this one is what 6. It's B and is hereby declared that on the proper interpretation of Section 41 of Immigration Act 13 of 2002, the powers conferred on an immigration office or police officer are A, confined to public places and do not authorize warrantless searches in private places that include the home and place of study, work, or business. Okay. B, require that an immigration officer or police officer hold a reasonable suspicion that a person is unlawfully in South Africa in order to request them to identify themselves as a citizen, permanent resident, or foreigner. And C, do not permit the interrogation, arrest, and detention of children under the age of 18, except as a measure of last resort and in a manner that is consistent with Section 28(1)(j) of the Constitution. Charlie, court rise. Case closed. So that is the interdiction on Operation Dudula, Sandy Dabula, Dembele, and all their activities. So somebody was saying that is why they said Operation Dudula should not become a political party. If they were just South African citizens I think it wasn't possible for the law to deal with them, or somebody would say something of that sort, but it is what it is. So Operation Dudula has been interdicted, and that's it. We hope to see what will happen aftermath, whether they will comply or they will not comply. But I know that the team in Operation Dudula, they are so intelligent that they have a way of going around this. I believe and I trust what they can do. So in the coming days will be interesting, right? It's going to be very interesting, very interesting. So how about another anti-migrant group also? Now they didn't March for March is there. Action SA is there. They were not part, right? So they can do all those things, right? Or not? Anyway, so we hope to see. What do you think? Do you think the court is being unfair to Operation Dudula, or this is a step in the right direction? Don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section. I'm going to read it definitely. It's a wrap for today.